Hey, want to skip those ads and get early access and bonus episodes of all Banana for Scale shows? Hop on over to truestory.fm/join and discover all the cool perks that come with being a member of the Banana for Scale family. Coming up, we put Wong Kar Wai on a bagel. Wong Kar Wai, because we love you. Greetings, Verse Jumpers. I'm not Lester Ryan Clark.
And I'm not Keenan Diaz.
We're another version of them from another universe, and this is another episode of Every Minute of Everything Everywhere All at Once, a show where we attempt to explain, evaluate, enlighten, and elucidate the Academy Award-winning film Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, so our minute begins with a moment between Evelyn and Alpha Waymond.
And it ends with the moment between her and Wong Kar Wai Waymond.
Yes, folks, we've gone from Everybody Loves Waymond to My Three Waymonds. That's the way they all became the Waymond bunch. But that's okay, because I love Waymond. Punky Brewster. Have you seen Too Many Cooks?
Oh, yes, I have taught Too Many Cooks in my class.
You have taught Too Many Cooks, okay.
I think it is a brilliant piece of work, yes.
It is. Folks, do yourselves a favor, hop onto YouTube and just watch Too Many Cooks. Just type it in, watch Too Many Cooks. I'm not even going to say anything else. I'm not even going to say you'll thank me later, because I'm not 100% sure you will.
You might not.
Yeah, but no, I was thinking about that just because I was trying to think of like all the different ways I could put Waymond's name into a sitcom title, and all sitcom titles are kind of like that. They're just like, I'm not getting any younger, or it's just like it's some kind of idiom,
right?
And now it's the title of your 7-season sitcom,
right? The first time I heard about Arrested Development was in, I believe, an Entertainment Weekly review, and it said, "Now I know this title is so stupid." Arrested Development, because it's about a developer who is arrested, and I know that is like such a stupid pun, like it's like Heaven to Betsy or something. Yeah. But I promise you, this is a great show. I was like, oh, that's an interesting way to start this review up. But I think most people who watch Arrested Development don't even get that it's a pun.
Right? Yeah. There's another one, Heaven to Betsy. It's about so you got like Clarence S. Angel, right?
Right.
And he's communicating with this lady who is who's going on a crisis of faith. She's like, I don't know if I believe in God anymore, and
right.
And he's got to like teach her that there's good in the world and whatever.
But who cares? At the end of every episode, she says, "I have learned something." Clarence S. Angel.
Yes,
that's his name. Actually, is
Clarence S. Angel.
Angel. I've learned something. Clarence S. Angel. And he goes, you know what, Betsy? I have too.
Yep.
And the audience, oh,
because it turns out us humans can actually teach those angels a thing or two. You got to stop being so stuck up with their harps and their halos and whatnot.
All right. Well, let's write that down.
Yeah.
You guys
nobody steal this.
Don't tell anybody.
This is canon. This is biblical canon. Yeah, Heavens to Betsy, coming this fall. All right. And spinoff, Hell's Bells. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah. Too Many Cooks. That's it. Yeah. But Keenan, you know what they say about too many Waymonds?
No.
You can't have too many Waymonds. That is my favorite anti-joke.
All right, so we're about to meet at least our third Waymond in a second.
Yes, at least our third. Yeah. But yeah, let's get back to the top of this minute, folks. You'll remember Evelyn and Alpha Waymond had just left that meeting after their own little meeting about clay pots, cream cheese, no cows. Alpha Waymond basically filling in our Evelyn on Jobu's backstory. And I'm realizing now that was probably the shortest, most efficient meeting that meeting room has ever seen. Right? Took all of 2 minutes to explain life, the universe, and everything. So yeah, it didn't even need a PowerPoint.
Right.
Nathan. And so now Waymond is telling Evelyn that he's changed his mind about her being, quote, the wrong one. He says, what you did back there, it changed my mind. Then he takes Evelyn's face in his hands, looks her in the eyes, and says, you were incredible. There's something sweet and cute and comic about how Evelyn sort of stands there as he does this. I don't think she was expecting it, and then he turns and he keeps moving because remember they're trying to escape. But we hold on Evelyn, who's still standing there looking after him. She puts a hand to her face where he touched her, and we can see she's obviously moved by this. She's experiencing with these different versions of her husband levels of intimacy which maybe haven't happened in a while with her own Waymond. And you can see this affecting her. And once again, the multiverse sort of butts in and interrupts what might have been an important realization about her and her husband here in this world. But this time, the multiverse isn't so much butting in on its own. She's the one doing it, although I don't think she means to. What do we think is happening here? Is she getting distracted by the alarm lights and then that sort of causes her to slip into the Wong Kar Wai universe? Or was she sort of already thinking about that because its hold is just so strong? Also, this is the moment you were talking about where we think it's the flashing alarm lights and then they trick us, right?
Right, yeah, because previously we had her in the conference room and she sees flashbulbs and we know that that's flashbulbs, right? But here we start to have her kind of stare off into the distance and we actually see behind her are alarm lights that we're very used to flashing first, but then they're flashing more frequently, and then that becomes the flashbulbs. Right. So here it feels like it has to be different than the other one. The other one is her kind of choosing, right, to sort of look at it. And this one, it feels like she's less even aware of it. Like she thinks that she is strong, like he wants her to be, and then she is pulled into that universe despite herself.
Right. Yeah. So I think this one was a little bit less intentional. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In any case, I like that it is presenting her with a choice, right? She has this tender moment with Waymond, and then the multiverse is like, oh, but what about that life without him? You know, that was pretty sweet, remember?
Right. One of the things that you've helped me think about when we were talking about on the show, like something I hadn't really considered, is how difficult it is for this Waymond to, Alpha Waymond, to attach himself to the I don't know, dozens, maybe hundreds of Evelyns he's met.
Right. He says, what, 1,000 deaths in 1,000 ways?
1,000, that's right, yeah, if he's being literal, right? Yeah. So potentially, right, 1,000 times or more, he's been with an Evelyn and had to watch her die, which is very, even if he's like, well, this isn't literally my wife, like, some of them are going to be, he's steeled himself against that enough that it's like, that's just another bad mission. But other ones, it's been like, well, geez, that one really reminded me of the real Evelyn, my Alpha Evelyn, right?
He thought that was the one, yeah.
Yeah. Or if he didn't think she was strong enough, this one like smells more like my actual Evelyn from the Alphaverse, or has the same kind of twitch in her eye, or that kind of thing. And so
same kind of crooked smile, or there's
going to be different versions, right? And even some that are like, she's got lawnmower legs, but right, but I really like.
We've gone from laser nipples to lawnmower legs, folks.
Yeah, exactly. Or she's a manatee in this one, but I'm in love with her, and I can't help that. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, thinking about that, like just from his point of view, which obviously the movie isn't, the movie's from her point of view, like that's really challenging stuff. So for him to, in this moment, be like, okay, I'm actually going to let my guard down and like touch your face and like make eye contact with you and be like, you are incredible.
Right.
That is really, really vulnerable of him.
Yeah.
And he's reminding me, if I think about it that way, like the Terminator, like Kyle Reese, who's sent back in time to save the mother of the salvation of the humankind. But the thing that he's kind of kept from the people who sent back is that he has fallen in love with her via her photograph.
Right.
Yeah. And then that becomes a major problem for him.
All right, Waymond, you've done it. You've invested. So.
Yeah. You invested. You're in it for the long run now. She's your 401k.
Yep. Let's hope this is the one. Yeah.
Right.
And so, Evelyn notices the flashbulbs and moves toward the light as we match cut, and suddenly we are in a Wong Kar Wai film. Now, folks, I am not as familiar with Wong Kar Wai as I think Keenan is, so maybe he can tell us a little bit more. But I do know he is a legendary Hong Kong filmmaker known for his incredibly lush, romantic, visually stunning movies. For example, like In the Mood for Love is one, Chungking Express, which I saw a long time ago, and 2046. And both the theme of romantic longing and missed connections and this like sumptuous visual style are very Wong Kar Wai.
Right.
But Keenan, could you tell us a little bit more about this guy?
Yeah, exactly. So Wong Kar Wai is, at least in the West, right, because I don't really know how he is perceived in Hong Kong, but in the West, he's usually considered, like, amongst film critics, like, the most important of all of the filmmakers in the Chinese-speaking world. Like, he is that influential and that big of a deal. So he's
they don't do, like he's the Spielberg of the...
No, I think that he is his own thing. Like, his style is so very clear, right?
Because they did that with Miyazaki. It was like, he's the Japanese Walt Disney.
He's the Disney of Japan. At least that one. At least Miyazaki says he likes Disney. Sometimes they'll say that about these people. Are like, what? Of course, I'm not doing that. But I wonder. I mean, like you could. I'm sure they could say something reductive like that about Zhang Yimou, who's like the most important current mainland Chinese director. They could be like, he's the Spielberg of China. But but I haven't heard that about Wong Kar Wai. I think
is Spielberg The Zhang Yimou
Right, the Zhang Yimou.
of America. Huh?
Right, exactly. But yeah, Wong Kar Wai is he's really thought of as this auteur, right? Like he has this visual style of his own. He's this writer, director, producer of all this stuff, and he has this this body of work that, you know, he doesn't put out as much movies as frequently as a lot of other people, but when he does, you know, they're very distinctive. So he's born in Shanghai in the 50s, and then he has to go. His parents take him as a baby to Hong Kong, which back then is two very different places,
Right,
and
still very much different.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is more like his parents are fleeing essentially from the Cultural Revolution in mainland China. So when they go to Hong Kong, they're like, we are leaving China, right? And and so that really kind of colors his work. His two older siblings are stuck in the mainland, and they don't see each other for 10 years because they moved to Hong Kong, and then the border is dropped by the Maoists and saying no, like we're losing these people, so we have to like stop and like basically keep people in. This is when it's becoming a really hardline communist dictatorship, and that really colors a lot of Wong Kar Wai's work. So a lot of the people of his generation who are making movies in Hong Kong, they know they're working up until 1997 when the handover is going to happen, right? Where Britain is going to give Hong Kong back to the Chinese, and the Chinese promise that there'll be 50 years of a time when they are still basically going to be left alone and be their two systems, one country idea.
Right, that's the saying, yeah.
That's the saying, right? And so you mentioned a movie called 2046, and that is the last year of 50 years of the promised two systems, right?
Oh.
So 1997 to 2046. So there's a lot of worry, a lot of tension that people of his generation have, where they're really afraid of what's going to happen, that they're going to be restricted, and so a lot of his movies are about that tension as they're going towards the handover, and then the ramifications of the handover immediately after that.
Yeah. We briefly mentioned a film called Chinese Box with Gong Li and Jeremy Irons, of all people, Scar. In our bonus episode, we were talking about Memoirs of Geisha.
Right.
Yeah, and that is set during the handover. It's like it happens like it opens on New Year's Eve, basically.
Oh yeah, geez, yeah. So when I talk about it in my class again, like I'm coming at it as an American, but like. The Hong Kong handover is one of the few places I can't think of another time when like decolonization, where people are worried about that, and like not everyone in Hong Kong is worried about it. Some people want to be reunited with China, but there's a significant portion of the Hong Kongese who were like, we are worried. If not like we don't want to be decolonized, like they are at least worried about that. You know,
worried
what's
about
going to happen.
Being handed back over to
quote
mainland
back
China.
over to mainland China. They see themselves as different. So it's not like most places it's like, okay, we're decolonizing in French West Africa. Hooray, great, get the French out of here. And in Hong Kong instead, there's at least a significant chunk of at least like the artist class and the intellectual class in Hong Kong who are like, no, this is really scary that we're going to be given back to the Chinese. We prefer, and we almost think of ourselves like, of course, we think of ourselves as like Hong Kongese as a unique thing, but we think of ourselves more as Brits than we do as mainland Chinese people.
It was a very when I was over there, there was this feeling of like, don't call us Chinese. We're not Chinese.
Right.
You know, we're Hong Kongers. We're Hong Kongese. We're Hong Kong people.
Right.
This is Hong Kong. It's it's different, right? And you can it's understandable. It's like we've cultivated this this identity, you know, over the years, and now we're going to be, I guess, absorbed back into a country that. We on the outside kind of have some problems with.
Right. Yeah. And
how things are being run and everything.
Yeah. So, you know, I think it's fair to say that the Chinese have not fulfilled their promise of giving Hong Kong 50 years of doing the freedoms that you had. That they waited about, I don't know, 15 years before they really started cracking down in overt ways that really worried again. But there were protests like 4 years ago where people were in the street and really, really upset with what was going on in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I was there for I think they called it the Yellow Umbrella Revolution. And yeah, like some of my friends were marching and protesting and stuff like that. And yeah, there were there were police and armed folks in the streets, you know, using tear gas and stuff like that.
And they were shutting down intellectual circles and like disappearing owners of bookstores and
yes,
a lot of what they were afraid of during the handover.
Yeah, and yeah, folks, like a little history lesson. If you don't already know, check out the Hong Kong. Troubles over there during that time, and I believe it's called the Yellow Umbrella Revolution. And then take a look at what's going on here if you're in the United States, and just have a little think about that.
I think the difference in America is that the second Trump administration promised to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Chinese who said, no, we would never do that. And then they did these things.
That doesn't make it any better. Like, so we weren't lied to, folks.
No, we weren't campaign promises.
It was an open book test that we failed.
Right.
Listeners of the future, we knew all of this was going to happen.
Yeah, he told us.
And half the country still voted for it.
These were campaign ads.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways, I'm bringing this up because, we talked about this tension between mainland China and Hong Kong.
Right.
As in kind of in the background of what's going on there. Like, it's there for you if you know it. But I think someone could watch Everything Ever All at Once and be like, oh, no, the real problem is like Gong Gong. It's not about like the politics and the society.
Right.
But really, I think it is there if you know what to look for or if you're digging it deeper. But so that's similar to Wong Kar Wai's films. So that tension is there in a lot of his movies. And then it becomes more overt, if you know what you're looking for, but more overt as his movies start getting closer to 1997 and then over afterwards, right? So you talked about romantic longing and misconnections in his films, which I think is really good. When I teach his movies in my classes, I tend to tell the students that his movies are about people who are in the right place at the wrong time. Oh. So we have these, for instance, we have in Chungking Express a romance between a policeman, let me try to get it right, who works during the night or the day. Those are the two options.
Yeah.
Shoot.
In this universe, yes.
Okay, let's say that he's a night cop. I can't remember.
Sure.
So he works during the night, and then we have a woman who uses his apartment and stays there when he's not there.
And then, unbeknownst to him?
Unbeknownst to him, right. So basically, so sometimes he comes home and she's there and she has to hide in the cabinets or whatever. But basically, we know that they are meant for each other because we see in their individual storylines, the kind of woman that he needs in his life is this type of woman, the kind of man that she needs her. But they're very rarely in the same spot. So they occupy the same space, but at the wrong times.
Okay.
And then In the Mood for Love, which is now his most famous film, Chungking Express was, but In the Mood for Love is always so far in the 21st century, it's always ranked the best film of the 21st century, on Sight and Sound polls and critics lists and that kind of thing. And that movie is about two people who move in next to each other, and they're married to the wrong people. And in fact, their husband and their wife are cheating on them with each other. Yeah, and so it's we see that they're perfect for each other, but because they're so hurt by their spouses, they decide we can never be like them. I know, right? We are so in love with each other and so perfect for each other, but until we get divorced or, in another life, if we were divorced or whatever, we can't be like them. That would be the opposite if we want to get married to you, exactly. So then, not to get too spoilery, but they separate. And then there's a scene later on, in the kind of long epilogue of the film where he goes back to look for her and he's told oh, no, Mrs. Chan isn't there anymore. There's some other woman who lives in the house. And he kind of says, oh gosh, well, I'm intruding now. And then he goes away. And then we see that it is her, but she is using a different name. Yeah, and it's so they do kind of get almost together, but it's these little twists of fate where something is just off, something is wrong here, where that's keeping them from being together.
Well, great. So basically, watching a Wong Kar Wai movie is 90 minutes of me just going, oh,
come on, guys,
come on. Just this one little just do it. Oh.
Yeah, and my favorite movie of his is called Happy Together, which is about a gay couple that are really bad for each other, and they keep breaking up. And then eventually Tony Leung, who's also the lead in The Mood for Love, he meets a guy who isn't out yet, and then we find out that that guy is in love with him. And again, it's the wrong time, and then he tells him his plan is to go to I think Angel Falls in Argentina, a big waterfall or whatever. And then they do both get there, but at different times, and they're looking for each other. It's this global version of that. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I know that this would happen in any country's literature, this kind of longing where it didn't happen, but it does feel very British to me. It's The Remains of the Day or something, and it's
right.
Oh God, I've loved you for 30 years, but I can't ever admit that to you, and I can barely admit it to myself, right? That kind of slow longing.
Yeah.
And then 2046 is a sequel to In the Mood for Love, and I know it's an important film. I haven't watched it, and I know I need to, but it's I don't want a sequel to In the Mood for Love. It's a sequel to Casablanca or something to me. It's I don't want to see it, but people say that I'm wrong and that it is something fantastic. So, but again, that is the last year of freedom that was promised to the Hong Kongese. Yeah. And 2046 is the hotel room number in the Mood for Love, where Mr. Chang and Mrs. Chan get together, and where they can kind of be with each other, but not really. And they get together to help him write his sci-fi kung fu novel.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
I like those little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Well, Keenan, I might have another reason for you to watch 2046. But yeah, everybody, if you haven't yet, check out some Wong Kar Wai films. I actually wondered if any of our cast had been in a Wong Kar Wai movie. It looks like no, except our guy Ki Hui Kwan was actually the stunt coordinator and assistant director of 2046.
See, there I got to see it. Yeah. And that was in his period where he had definitely felt like he was never going to be back in Hollywood again.
Right.
And then maybe was never going to act. Like he did some acting in Chinese language cinema and that kind of thing. But,
right. And there were a couple of little movies. It was something we talked about it like earlier in the show. It was like Ohana something, where he was like in 2 scenes or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, he was mostly behind the camera. But like doing like some heavy stuff, like assistant directing and stunt coordinating and stuff.
To Wong Kar Wai, big deal. Yeah. Yes. Oh, and then some of you might know him from like Wong Kar Wai for his kung fu movies and his gangster movies and that kind of thing. I didn't really talk about them here because I've talked about the ones that are more like thematically relevant, but they're all really, really beautiful.
Yes.
And his last major movie is The Grand Master, which is like a martial arts movie, but it's so sumptuous and beautiful. It's about Ip Man, the major like Hong Kong martial arts teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. Or IP man in America, if you believe it that way. That's Hollywood series like, oh yes, IP.
Yeah. We're all about IPs lately. Yeah. But yeah, check that out too, folks. What's it called again?
The Grand Master.
The Grand Master. All right.
Yeah, that one's got Zhang Ji in it. And,
okay. Well, check that out.
Very good.
But yeah, like speaking of like beautiful, like sumptuous scenery, right? We got this beautiful golden ballroom here. Or maybe it's like. Is this supposed? I know what it is. I'm gonna say what it is in a second. Is this supposed to be a theater, like a movie theater?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's what it is. Like a beautiful, like just decked out, like old world style movie theater.
Yeah, they used to call them movie palaces.
Well, there you go, right? And people used to get dressed in suits and go down to the cinema.
Not really. They would go down there and there'd be sticky floors and they would make out like in a movie theater. But they were very beautiful.
Yes. All right. So apparently this is the Los Angeles Theater, which is a really hard thing to find when you just put that into Google.
How many theaters could there be in Los Angeles?
The Los Angeles Theater, right? At least it's spelled like theater, like as in the place, not the theatre. Yeah. But yeah, you said you found out a little bit about this place.
Just that it's one of the last, like they were called movie palaces back in the day. So the film, the movie theater chains would try to build these really opulent looking things, partially to like compete with like the idea that movies are like low art, compared to like opera or legitimate theater. But also partially because they needed 2,000 seats sometimes for a movie theater back then. That was not an incredibly outrageous sum of people who would go and see a movie.
Right.
So it's one of the last ones that's built in 1931. And then I saw here, I haven't really looked into double checking this, but that Charlie Chaplin helped fund the movie, the construction of this, like at the last minute, because he had a movie called City Lights coming out, and that was
City Lights. Okay,
yeah, that's his usually considered his masterpiece. And it's his first movie in a couple of years. So if you don't know Chaplin, like he was a silent film director, he loved that medium, and then when sound came, he really resisted doing any sound films. So he just started making fewer films, and he insisted on them being silent still. So this is the first movie in a while. In the old days, he would make 1 or 2 movies a year. So this says here that he helped fund the completion of the theater because he wanted it to premiere in this big, opulent new movie palace downtown.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. I remember there was, I don't know, like, this must have been like so much more work comparatively, but apparently he had like created some kind of like meme about the first talkies and how they sounded, where he basically just recorded over like 2 people talking with a kazoo, and he was like commenting on like how the speakers were so like bad quality and they were they always sounded like
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so they were making sound movies on wax cylinders, so basically like the soundtrack would melt sometimes, it wouldn't sync up, and then beyond that, like each individual movie screen that they wanted to show a sound movie on, they would have to retrofit, and so it would be really inconsistent. So you had the problem with the production, but then also the exhibition. You might have a really good production soundtrack, but then be in a really crappy theater.
Right. And it sounded, because I mean, like they had radio by then, but this sounded, so the sound quality was even worse than that.
Yeah, in many ways, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And sound movies came about partially because people were going to listen to the radio instead, because radio was free. So they were trying to basically become more like radio with pictures instead of art. Like Chaplin thought he was being artistic in his movies, and he was. But I mean, that's how he considered himself. So it's this huge. Yeah. So we see here in this lobby where Evelyn is. This is a 6-story lobby, is what I'm reading.
Wow.
I haven't been in here. This is down in the jewelry district. You haven't been in there.
No.
I've seen this this marquee outside that we don't get to see.
Yeah.
Here, but yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. So for the full everything everywhere experience, right? We're keeping tabs here. So go to Meyer's Coin Laundry.
Right.
Take Tally Medell's clowning class. Take Li Jing's martial arts class. Watch a performance at James Hong's East West Players. Get audited. And then go to the Los Angeles Theater. And see a show.
Yeah, learn something.
Yeah, get some culture in your no. But yeah, so we're sort of following Evelyn as she takes all of this in. A lot of camera flashes, people holding up photos of Evelyn / Michelle, looking like very, very young. Like these are like maybe like her young modeling photos. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a guy on the left, 10 seconds into this minute. Is this who we think it is?
Oh, I don't know who that
He's
is.
holding the movie poster. Oh, I thought maybe it was Harry Shum.
Oh, I don't know. He moves really fast. The camera.
It's hard to.
He's got the glasses, is why.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very blurry. He's in the back, and I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah. Well, he's wearing Harry Shum's glasses at the very least.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's holding up the movie poster for the premiere, and the movie, as we'll see, is Everything Ever All at Once.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. We're gonna see. This poster I want to talk about. But yeah, speaking of which, right? So she's walking through this room, and we see that she has stopped to look at this movie poster. And I want to talk about this thing because it is interesting. So the title is in Chinese. It says Quan Jia Hu, family portrait or family blessing. Our friend of the show helped us out with that. We have Evelyn in the center, similar to her pose in some of the EEAAO posters.
Right.
But the guy with her is not Waymond. Is this there's a glare in front of his face? Is this Daniel Kwan?
I don't know. He's got Daniel Kwan's mustache.
Yeah, and his glasses.
Right. So yeah, but there's a glare over his face. I don't know if it is, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's big old glare.
Yeah, this is a minute of almost seeing people, I think.
Yeah, but we've got a Deirdre.
We do, yes.
Yeah, and we've got a Jobu, but we can't see if it's Stephanie Hsu in this world. But she's got lightning powers. She's got an outfit that we're going to see later on. So on this first viewing, I don't think we would know necessarily it's Jobu, but it's like this plaid outfit, plaid hat. Yeah.
Oh no, I think that was like the first thing we saw her in.
Oh, we did already.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind. Then
that's the Sherlock Holmesian.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, yes. Okay, great.
Yeah. And
so then pay attention, everybody. That's Jobu. Everybody. Everybody else.
Yeah. And then at the bottom right, we got Gong Gong, who I'm assuming in this world is played by James Hong.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Right. So folks, not only does James Hong have the most acting credits in our universe, he's jumping universes and getting more credits. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Thanks for saying that's in Chinese, but the top does have its English language name, which is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, my God. I was so focused on everything else in the poster, I didn't even see that it actually says Everything Everywhere.
Yeah,
you are right. I'm wrong.
Yeah, but so that is interesting. So the Chinese name isn't Everything Everywhere All at Once, but
yeah. Well, yeah, this movie goes by a couple of different names, actually, depending on what country you're watching it in. So apparently in Taiwan, the title is Mother's Multiverse, or quote, fucking multiverse. I think that's it, like the wordplay, like mother and fucking in that language are close. With the tagline, even more Marvel than Marvel. That's Taiwan.
Are you saying Taiwan is incredibly edible of a society that mother and fucking are puns of each other?
I'm not saying anything about that. I'm saying one word sounds a lot like another word in that language, just like we have there, and there, and dear. And so apparently mother and fucking are, whatever. In mainland China, it translates to, in an instant, the entire universe.
Okay.
Yeah. In Hong Kong, weird woman warrior fucks around and saves the universe.
I like that.
Yes. Plus, there's an original Chinese title, and it's shown at the end of the film.
Okay.
Literally means heavenly horse flying in the sky. I'm gonna have to double check these because this is from Claude again, and they and he I don't know. What are you, Claude? Yeah, Claude has burned me before. So lots of names for this film.
Say the woman warrior thing again.
Weird woman warrior fucks around and saves the universe.
Right. So they're very literal, I guess, in Hong Kong. If I'm psychoanalyzing all these countries based on their titles of our movie.
Well, no, I don't think
weird
they're very...
woman warrior fucks around and saves the universe.
I don't. Again, this is what happens when you translate it like word for word and try to jam it into our, what do you call it?
Idiom.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's probably a play on like another idiom that like we don't have or something like that, right? Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying they tell you what you get.
Sure. Right. The fucks around and saves the universe.
That's true. Very true.
FASU. That's different from FAFO. But yeah, so Evelyn is looking all around, taking it all in, and we get this great sequence of shots as we reveal Waymond, what are you doing here? And which Waymond are you now? But no, to that point, folks, Michelle Yeoh does a great job of being our Evelyn and being surprised and mesmerized by all of this, by this Wong Kar Wai film that she stepped into. And then also at the same time being the Wong Kar Wai Evelyn who knows about all of this. Like this isn't, a surprise for her. Like, she got dressed earlier today. She took the limo to this party, right? Like this is part of her life, right? I like that Michelle Yeoh is able to give us both Evelyn's POVs in such a short amount of time. And I point that out because if you're like me and you're just, watching with half your brain shut off, you might think her moment of surprise is just, being in this world. But we also need movie star Evelyn, Wong Kar Wai Evelyn, who is familiar with this world, to be surprised at who it is at the top of those stairs.
Right.
So it needs to be both. We got our Evelyn looking around the room like, this is amazing. I'm in a Wong Kar Wai film. But then at some point, and I think it is when she sees Waymond at the top of those steps, she I don't want to say remembers, but she's fully there as Wong Kar Wai Evelyn.
Right.
And her reaction to seeing him is that of seeing her old flame, the one she didn't go with. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
At this point, there's no like, Waymond, my husband? What are you doing in this universe?
What are you doing in this universe?
She knows who this is. She knows their history. There's no confusion. The surprise of seeing him here is a different kind of surprise.
Right.
And I like how you go back and watch this minute and watch Michelle Yeoh looking at all this stuff, and you can't tell where our Evelyn ends and Wong Kar Wai Evelyn begins. But certainly by now, by seeing this Waymond, she's fully in this world. She remembers everything, and like as if it's the only reality for her,
Right. Kind of when she's looking around in daze, like she's in both our world or the world where she has punched Deirdre and all that.
Yeah.
Like she's a branch off from that, and she's in the other world. Once she gets up there in the steps and talks to Waymond, she's kind of forgotten our world, right? She's sort of,
I'm going to say even before that. I'm going to say as soon as she sees him, like at the top of the, so she's down at the bottom of the steps. She sees him, and then we get a reaction shot of her, and I'm like, oh, okay, our Evelyn is completely gone. It's Wong Kar Wai Evelyn now.
But that's really smart of what you're saying. Of like we need to understand that she is both. So in another body swap movie or something like that, like they have different rules, right? So in Quantum Leap, right, Sam goes into a different body every week, and then he doesn't have the memories of that person.
So he's got to like fake it. Like he's like, of course I remember you, honey.
You. Yes, my wife, right? And these are our children, right? Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't have that. But then other body swap movies, like I'm thinking, like Peggy Sue Got Married, the Francis Coppola movie where Kathleen Turner relives her. She hits her head at her high school reunion and then wakes up as herself in high school.
Right.
Like she's like weirded out by that, but she's like, oh yeah, okay, I remember. Like these are my friends. I know these people, right? But it's weird that I'm a 40-year-old woman in the body of a 16-year-old woman. But like I know all this, right? And then the trouble there is that she actually knows the future. She knows, like, she sees her grandma and grandpa, and she's like, I know how they're going to die, and this is really creepy,
Right.
So
or if we're going like body swap movies, it's like a Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday with what's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't. So she goes into her daughter's body, but she doesn't have her daughter's memories.
Right. And the comedy is like you thinking about, oh, this is an older. This is the mom in the daughter's body, or the daughter in the mom's body, and oh, isn't that funny how like. Each of them thinks the other one behaves and all their mannerisms and stuff like that.
Yeah, the daughter goes into Jamie Lee Curtis's body and then gets forced to give a talk about the book she wrote, but she doesn't have the memories, and she hasn't paid enough attention to her mother to understand what her book is about, and has to make her way through it. Yeah. And she's like, the senescence and me, senescence. Like, what do you think about senescence? She's like, I don't know what I think about senescence, even though I wrote this whole book, because I don't know what that means. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. So she's phasing in and out, and then again, I say this a lot, but just to harp on it, eventually, our Evelyn is going to figure out how to have the memories of all the universes at once, and she maybe hasn't quite figured out how to master that by the end of the film, but she at least understands that she has that strength by the end of it.
Yeah. And I like that this exchange that we're going to follow through the next couple of minutes is it's not hampered with our Evelyn trying to like figure stuff out while this Waymond and this Evelyn are talking. Like, wait a minute. Oh, we never. Oh, you became. Like her, like almost like her turning to the camera. I was like, isn't this crazy? Like, it's they have an established history, and we're like being filled in on it, almost as if they are different characters.
Yeah,
which they are. I guess. Yeah, but yeah, like. That's what I'm saying, folks, is like go back and watch this minute and look at how Michelle Yeoh seamlessly switches Evelyn's without us even like realizing it.
Right.
All right. But yeah, so we got this new Waymond up here at the top of the steps. He's smiling. He's looking very dashing. He's got his suit on and everything. But the music is this soft, melancholy piano. Sunlux titles this Rendezvous at the Premiere.
Again, you get what's on the tin there.
Yep, exactly. It's a rendezvous at the premiere. Right. And the camera is doing this. It's not slow motion, but it kind of is. Like the frames are skipping. Like, you know what I mean? What is that called? Does that have a name?
It's called step printing, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's called step printing.
It's like step, print.
Yeah, I wish I had the answer. Maybe I'll try to figure that out by the next couple of weeks, because that's the tip off that we are not just in some movie melodrama, that we are in the Wong Kar Wai universe.
Yeah,
like there is the like really sumptuous like nighttime but still warm colors of the cinematography that like Christopher Doyle, the cinematographer in Mood for Love, does. But this step printing thing where it's not quite slow motion. It's not quite that we're dropping frames. What we have is we're using our shutter to give a stuttering sort of effect to this. So our shutter speed of our camera. So I'm not sure why they call it step printing. I'll figure that out. But yeah. So basically we are messing with the shutter that moves in front of the camera each time it takes a picture. We're messing with that. So everything else can be pretty much the same, but we tend to need more light for this. But I don't know why it's called step printing. Sorry.
Yeah. But it's really, I mean, like whatever it's called, it creates this like dreamy, dreamlike, but in a good way. Like I've seen similar. You can mess with like frames, and you can mess with the speed or the printing in other ways to make it seem like a horror movie or a comedy or whatever. But whatever is going on here, this tells us like, oh, we're in like a fairy tale land, and Michelle Yeoh is a princess walking up the staircase to her prince. Right.
Right. Yeah. It's like individual frames last longer than they normally do in this. That's the way it feels to us, right?
Yeah.
So you can't really do this in post production. There's not really like a filter you can do like to do this to your footage. You have to be shooting it like this.
So you actually have to like in real time. You get
in real time do it. Yeah. So it's very difficult to achieve on like our like phone cameras and that kind of thing. But yeah, what it does is like by holding each frame a little bit longer, it would seem like it feels like we're hyper sensitive to the emotional impact of every image. Like our brain is like, remember how he looks. Remember when you saw him, he is so gorgeous, right? Remember this staircase. Remember this bowl of soup in the Mood for Love. Like it's like everything is a memory.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. But yeah, and we cut back to Evelyn. The camera moves in on her as she utters this breathless whisper. She just says, "Waymond." I love it. Again, she's saying it like, "Oh, my old flame, the guy I didn't go with, but still have feelings for." Right? Yeah. But yeah, before we meet this new Waymond, I want to point out. I think I heard Michelle Yeoh say this in an interview, but Ki-Hui Kwan actually worked with Margot Robbie's movement coach. I think Jean-Louis Rodriguez, I think is how you say it, who, quote, and this is Ki-Hui Kwan, he goes through the script and finds a different animal he thinks is perfect for a particular character. And so together, Ki-Hui Kwan and Jean-Louis, they decided on 3 animals for the 3 Waymonds. So we got our Waymond, who is, have you heard about this? Do you know about the 3 animals? Okay. No. Do you want to guess who, what animal our Waymond is, the one we begin the movie with?
Not a mouse. That's too simplistic. It is a mouse?
No, it's not a mouse. It's not a mouse.
But maybe like a...
It's mouse adjacent.
It's mouse adjacent. Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe like a hamster.
Ooh, you're getting closer.
All right. What do you got?
It's a squirrel.
A squirrel. Yeah, because I was going to say I was saying not a mouse because he's not just the scared part of like what mouse-like is. He's also more energetic and jumpy from place to place. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Just look at this acorn. Look.
Look, that's great. Yeah, I'm going to remember this acorn forever, wherever I bury it. Yeah, that's great. A squirrel.
Yeah, right. And then you got Alpha Waymond, who is, what would you say?
again, not a lion. That's too simplistic. I think it's got to be more like he is like a orangutan.
What?
An orangutan.
Okay, explain this to me.
He's like coming in and he's like, I am this immovable object, and you can. I would trust an orangutan. Like an orangutan is like everything's going to shit. Follow me. I would be like, yes, sir, Dr. Zayas.
Well, I was about before you said his name. I was about to say there's just a little movie called Planet of the Apes, which explicitly states that that the orangutans are the ones you should not trust.
Oh, this is just specious. This is a slur. In real orangutan, I would trust.
They're orange and they control the government.
Lester,
I don't need to say anything else.
Yourself. They're orange and they control the government.
Yes,
Lester,
and the government is like partially a theocracy.
You put a podcast in front of a white man, and then eventually you get things like anti-orangutan.
Get a bunch
propaganda.
of chimpanzees in a room in front of a bunch of typewriters, and eventually you get the blowing up of the Statue of Liberty.
All right, tell me.
And a very funny Simpsons
musical
parody. Yes.
Right. Have you heard of Planet of the Apes? The planet or the movie? The new Broadway musical that's starring you as the human. That's the part I was born to play.
Oh, God. If there already wasn't a Simpsons or like 100 Simpsons podcasts out there. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. No. So Alpha Waymond is an eagle.
Aha, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. He's kind of hard to read. So an orangutan, yeah, I have too much emotional attachment to an orangutan. But yeah, he comes and he has those things where he's safe, he's fierce, etc. He's very sharp, very perceptive, but he's kind of hard to read. He's not as cuddly as my version of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to, you can't cuddle Alpha Waymond.
Right, yeah.
Right? You can't, you just like, oh, Alpha Waymond, like, because he's off on adventures. He's doing this thing, he's doing that thing, right? He'll cuddle you. Right? He'll reach out.
Right.
Yeah. He'll reach out and he'll, it's like, cup your cheek or whatever, right?
Right.
And you'll be like, all mesmerized by him, and it's like, oh my goodness, like what a beautiful bird right here. It's just the symbol of our country and everything. Oh wow. But no, he's got adventures to do,
Right, exactly.
and freedoms to win.
That's very good.
Yes, and then okay, finally we got this Waymond at the top of the stairs. What do we think?
Oh geez, we're still getting to know him, but
yeah, this is actually kind of unfair because we're just seeing him now.
But he's very important. So maybe he is a walrus.
Your choices today.
Hey, I did pretty well on the first one, I guess.
Yes, actually you did.
But yeah, he's a walrus. He's like, yeah, I think.
Okay, explain this one to me too.
I don't know if I can. He's sort of, he's like strong, silent type.
Okay. Especially because he hasn't said anything in this minute yet.
He hasn't said anything yet, yeah. But just wise, battle-scarred.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
Yeah. Well, no. He is a fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's also very clever, wise, etc.
Yeah. Very, very foxy.
Very foxy.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
In one of my acting classes once in my acting studio, I did. We did my scene, and I was already pissed off because my scene partner never memorized her lines. And so so then I was just doing the scene, and then afterwards one of my friends is like, how come every time you do the scene it's so different? Like, because she doesn't know fucking lines. And the acting teacher he was doing the right thing. He wasn't giving her notes because no notes really would matter to her because she didn't know the scene, right? So he was giving me notes on the scene that wasn't working. I'm like, God damn it. And he was giving, which is correct, it's the right thing. But he told me like to think of what animal my character is, and I thought that was so stupid. But then I thought, like, he's a lion, obviously, and then we did it, and it was better, and I was like, oh yeah. You're right. You're right, Barry. You're right.
Just trying to think of an animal. Like, what animal would be pissed off that its partner doesn't know their lines? He's a honey badger.
He's a honey badger.
No.
But yeah, that kind of thing can do wonders to your work. But I'm just
yeah.
You're
just averse to it.
I guess so. I'm just like
So you're like a mule.
You mean a
very
jackass?
Stubborn.
My acting teacher was right. Barry Primus. He studied under Kazan. Like, he worked with Eagle-y Kazan, and I was the one being like, come on, Barry. No, that's stupid. And of course he was right. That's exactly the note that I needed.
So he was like an owl. I gotta stop. Whew. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, so let's keep an eye out for some foxy behavior. From this Waymond. And Ki Hui Kwan actually said his homework, quote, was to spend a lot of time on YouTube looking at various videos of these three different animals. He says, I spent a lot of time just watching videos of squirrels. And I even printed out pictures of different looking squirrels and different looking eagles and foxes. And I would just tape them up on the wall. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So acting isn't all fun and games, folks. You gotta do your homework.
Looking at squirrels and looking at foxes.
Yeah. There's going back to orangutans really quickly. Is it tang or tan?
It is both, but I think orangutan is more correct from what I understand.
There is
in English it's tang.
Really?
Sometimes.
and that's why the kick in the glass and all that stuff. Okay. I bet I can just type this in and it'll give me the exact picture I'm thinking of. Yes. Jesus Christ. Keenan, just go to Google.
Okay.
And type in scary orangutan.
Okay, scary orangutan. Oh.
This fucking thing. It is, and I want to make sure that we're looking at the same thing, folks. It's a video. Someone just taken a video of an orangutan behind glass at a zoo, and he's got this smile, and he's looking right at the camera like he fucking knows something. And folks, I have never, ever been creeped out by an animal. I will say I've been scared by an animal.
Sure.
But like in the the horror terror difference, right?
Yeah.
Like I've had, which one is it?
Well, in that paradigm, terror is the fear of what's to come, and horror is the repulsion for what has happened.
Okay, so terror, like someone draws a gun on you or something like that.
Oh God, I'm terrified. Yeah, I'm terrified.
Yeah, or you turn the corner and there's a wolf or a bear, right?
Yeah.
I've been terrified of animals. It's it's dangerous, right? It's gonna get me. But this fucking thing, folks, this what does this orangutan know?
Yeah, this one is not just going to get you. It's going to make you question your beliefs.
Yeah.
Right. Tonight we're going to play a game.
Yes.
And I'm going to make you break your one rule.
Yeah.
So
it's like yeah, maybe I'm behind the glass, so what? I don't care. It's like you should still be scared of me.
Right. Because when they put that orangutan in the glass enclosure, they're like, "Oh, good job, you caught the orangutan." And he stands up like Heath Ledger and does that creepy clap thing, like,
yes, that is this. This is the Hannibal Lecter, Heath Ledger Joker orangutan. And folks, I'm saying, I put in Google Images, scary orangutan. There are other scary orangutans, but they're like, they're baring their teeth.
Right.
They're, they got, I don't know, weird faces or whatever. This one is a normal orangutan with a normal orangutan face, but his expression is so disturbing. I don't So as soon as you said orangutan, it made me think of that.
Well, that's not who I see. I don't see all orangutans like this one orangutan list.
No, I think that's what makes this one special.
Yeah, when I said that Alpha Waymond was like an orangutan.
Not like this one.
And
no.
you go immediately to the one orangutan that fulfills your preconceived notions about the entire
I guess that
species.
does make me specious, yeah. No, first I went to Dr. Zayas, and then I went to this guy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The two orangutans.
Yeah. Do you think they know each other? God. Okay, I'm going to close this tab. Oh, jeez.
Don't look at that.
See, but I've closed the tab, and I know he's still looking at me.
He's still there.
It's the first ever animal that I'm like, I don't want him to know where I live. or anything about me.
Yeah, Lester's like, I'm glad they're endangered. I'm glad their habitat is critically at risk.
Oh, God. Anyway. I don't want to mess up in front of him, like call him an orangutan
right.
or something. Because he won't get offended. He'll just smile even more.
No, yeah, the Malay, the original orangutan is orangutan, and then in the West we oftentimes add a G there. So
Yeah.
It's not incorrect, but it's not. Yeah, the orangutans wouldn't like that, I think.
No.
Because let me double check this, but the utan part means human, so it's like wise human or wise man of the forest.
Ah.
Yeah.
So wise citrus of the forest is what we're saying.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No. Yeah, this is like other one. It's like no. People are always like, oh yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but chimpanzees are actually very, very dangerous. Did you there's pictures of what they did to humans. And it's like very savage and it's really, really hurt somebody. This guy I don't know. He finds me on social media and And he just sends me a little Facebook message, and it's not any words. It's just that picture. He's like, I found you. Like, It's like, where are you? I'm still at the zoo. But that doesn't make you feel any better, does it? Right. No, it doesn't.
I'm still at the zoo, right?
Yeah.
Orangutans can't get out of something like this.
No.
Right? You're safe.
Anyway, I didn't know you went to Trader Joe's. Anyway, gotta go. Got a lot of orangutan stuff to do. Not see you later. See you soon. Did you know a human can go 68 days without water? I don't know. I made that number up, but yeah.
Right. Just thought that was interesting.
Yep.
See you as one line, and then later, soon as its own line.
Yeah. And that image I said, before the first thing he sent, right? Turns out it was actually a live video. And I know that because after all of that, it smiles.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, yeah, let's get away. Why are we even talking about this orangutan?
Let's stop talking about your nightmares.
Yes. But yeah, so Evelyn sees Waymond at the top of those stairs, and so she goes to him. And I like how she also gets the, what did you call it? The step printing.
Step printing, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just like a continuation from the previous shot with Waymond, right? The camera does that for Waymond. Then we cut back to Evelyn, and the film is normal. And then we cut as she's walking to him through this crowd, and we get you just said it. Step printing. Jesus. Now it's focusing on her. I like that. It's like, oh, this is about them. This is about them together. This is like their, we talk about Claire de Lune is like Evelyn and Deirdre's thing. Right. And this step printing is their thing.
Right.
Yeah. And folks, I accidentally caught this while scrubbing Keenan as she's walking through the crowd. 00:51:45. Right side of the screen, silver hair, silver dress. Is this the master?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. And then actually, yeah, I think we see her at 00:51:27.
Yeah.
She's part of the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's in the limo, and then presumably she leaves earlier.
Oh, of course.
But then by the end of the sequence, she's going to be there again.
Well, there we go. Yeah. That's what I get for not looking ahead.
Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. So I totally understand. Yeah. Because we want to do both. We want to be like, let's look at this movie like from a first-time viewer. How are we giving this to people who aren't watching it a second or third or 50th time? And then sometimes you want the other one. So I totally get it.
I want the experience of not knowing that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are the same person. And yeah, we see that Waymond has taken Evelyn's hand as she reaches the top of the stairs. Amazing background with that great chandelier and that roof and everything. Right?
Yeah, the great ceiling.
But yeah, we get this cute moment where both of them start to speak. They're like, what? And then they laugh, and she's like, I'm sorry, you go. And folks, we have seen these two on camera together for almost an hour now, right? We are 52 minutes into this movie. We have seen our Evelyn and our Waymond together. We have seen our Evelyn and Alpha Waymond together. And now we're seeing not our Evelyn, but movie star Evelyn, Wong Kar Wai Evelyn, with this new Waymond. And somehow Michelle Yeoh and Ke Huy Quan give us all the history, all the backstory, everything we need to know about this relationship, these two characters, all in the way that they greet each other here. It's very cute. It's very awkward, kind of nervous, kind of nervous butterflies, but happy to see each other, but very shy. What a great pair of actors to make us momentarily forget that we have been watching this couple for almost an hour, and now we've completely, instantly bought into this world where they're unrequited childhood sweethearts. Right. That is just good acting right there, to completely switch it on us, and we just like go along with it. Yeah,
I know that people go to movies for all sorts of different reasons, but like the thing that is like my movie love is romance like this. Romantic comedy tends to particularly work on me, but like I think it's still, as much as I know about how movies are made, and that's my job, is to talk about how movies are made and to help people make movies, but like indescribable like chemistry, right? Like we still don't, there's no way to bottle it, right? And like and to have that, like that is the transcendent thing about movies to me, is like seeing romantic chemistry with people.
Human connection and like specific human connections. And again, like I'm saying, like that means that Michelle Yeoh and Ke Huy Quan had to basically do the work of 3 actors. Each, because they had to have. I was like, okay, we're in this universe. We have to have this chemistry and this history with each other. We're a married couple. We're getting audited. We have a daughter. And all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, well now we're meeting each other, after a long period of separation, and we're shy and we're nervous, and it's like childhood sweethearts again.
Yeah, and then to talk about, again, what makes it so intangible, right? Yeah, these things have to happen. This chemistry has to happen. But, Michelle Yeoh isn't working with the same, movement coach as Ke Huy Quan is. Now, what's your animal or any of that stuff? They're coming, they have to do this separately. And then, because it's different from, working on a play where you do have a couple months to get these things together, and there's a lot of agreement on a movie. That's not typically how it works. And so, it's you do your work, you do that work. So, I'd love to hear more about Michelle Yeoh's approach. But she talked about, as we said in our show, the binder with, all the different, tabs, in divorce papers of all the different versions of her, right? So her work is my point is her work is very different from what Ke Huy Quan is doing, right?
Right.
And then they have to come together and then make fireworks out of it somehow.
Right, and make it real, make it look like it's not fabricated.
Right.
Yeah. Folks, Keenan, what do we think of this minute?
It's gorgeous. I'm glad we got to talk about Wong Kar Wai. And again, that's one of the things I like about a movie like this, is that some people discovered Wong Kar Wai's work because of Everything Ever All at Once. And they're like, I've never, maybe I've never seen a movie in Chinese or another movie in a different language even, right? And they go and discover these great masterworks of cinema. So I love this.
Yeah, I hope we can turn a couple of people on to, different movies that are kind of adjacent to this. Right? This is a great central hub for a lot of stuff, right? A lot of Michelle Yeoh, Ke Huy Quan, Jamie Lee Curtis, but then also famous directors like Wong Kar Wai.
Right. Yeah, it's a good gateway drug, hopefully, to
there we go. Right.
Addictive cinema.
But yeah, folks, this has been the 52nd minute of Every Minute of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I've been Lester Ryan Clark. You can reach me in all the universes as Lester Ryan Clark.
And I've been Keenan Diaz. In your universe, I'm on Instagram and Letterboxd as Howdy Keenan.
Yeah, we got our Facebook listener group, Banana for Scale. That's a community for all of our shows, including this one. It's a private group, but just request to join and you'll be sucked into the banana. If you want more, consider joining us at truestory.fm/join and look for Banana for Scale. That's us. You get bonus episodes of all our shows, access to our Discord, and you get your episodes a week early and ad-free. Pretty cool. Just $5. If you're not sure about that yet, one thing you can do that's absolutely free but would mean all the universes to us would be to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to our show. That and sharing the show by word of mouth or on social media is going to help our little podcast grow and find more cool people like you. All right. Okay, so it is time to jump. There's a lot of stuff, but I don't want to steal anything. You know what I mean? It's there's a lot of autographed photos, or I guess photos that will be autographed. It's I could take an original Evelyn Wong,
Well, but you're stealing things for the sake of saving the universe, so.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
The multiverse.
The multiverse, yeah, all the universes.
There's more at stake than these photograph pictures.
Yes. You know what I'm going to do, though, actually? I'm going to try my absolute best to photobomb some of these photos. So when they're taking pictures of Evelyn Wong, there's just going to be Ellen DeGeneres in the background.
I can't allow you to think of yourself as looking like Ellen DeGeneres.
I'm not the one who said, somebody said it to me. And, with the short hair when I was a little bit younger, maybe not now, but.
Not Owen Wilson, who looks like Ellen, you look like Owen Wilson and Owen Wilson looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a little bit, yeah. It's wait, how does he? Oh my gosh, God, no. So wow, that's it. There it is. Wow. I just got to think broken nose.
Right.
No. Okay, yeah. Owen Wilson is in the background. Right? I didn't know Evelyn Wong was in a movie with Owen Wilson.
Right, with Lightning McQueen.
Yeah. Ka-chow.
Wow. Well, similarly, I'm going to go up to this poster of Everything Ever All at Once. It's on the wall. And I'm going to leave a note for myself over Jobu and say, "You've seen this costume already, Keenan." I'm just going to write that. You idiot! You idiot! She kills the Evelyn in the closet in it, Keenan. Until they tell me to stop and they ask me to leave.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to ask you to. No, it's a sticky note, right? You're not actually defacing the stat.
I'm defacing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I'm going all out.
Goodness. Well, while you're there, could you at least look at the male lead in that, because I cannot see because of the glare in front of his face.
There's no glare down there, right?
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so we got our things. Keenan, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
That if Wong Kar Wai Waymond isn't going to be it, then I'll be the walrus. I am the walrus.
Cuckoo-choo. Is that it?
Cuckoo-chow.
Cuckoo-chow.
Yeah, wow. I'm the walrus.
Wow, guys, your music is so innovative. Wow. I can't. Stop. All right, 1, 2, 3.